First, we're going to open up the brief segment with Coach, and then we'll take questions from you guys.
Yeah, thanks for being out here and covering women's basketball. We certainly appreciate it. We've struggled here in Lexington here for a little bit, for a few years, but we knew it was going to be a dogfight today. Kyra's got a great team, great staff. Very deceiving in regards to the record. They've played a really, really tough, challenging schedule, and they just got a lot of players on their team that play really, really hard. And just watching film on them, you knew they were a better team than their record. So definitely not a team that we didn't think it wasn't going to be a battle, and it certainly was. Proud of our kids. I thought they really battled there, especially at the end. Could have thrown in the towel and down 10 late in the game, and still found a way to close it, that gap, and had a chance there. One rebound away from potentially timeout and situational that, we tied the game and go to overtime. So a lot of good things, certainly a lot of things to clean up, but we've talked a lot about in our program, just the mindset, one day at a time, 0-0. We learn, we grow, win or lose. Same thing I said after Georgia. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We got to keep working.
Coach, you guys did a good job of limiting Asia Petty in that first half. What worked for you defensively? And can you speak to the challenges of, trying to plan for someone like Maddie Shear at one time?
Yeah, so Petty is just so much respect. When you look at her and the growth in her game, and it's 100% just hard work. Just probably the most improved player in the league. We haven't faced everybody yet, but just looking back on film of her a year ago to where she's at today, and that doesn't just happen, right? You got to really be diligent and put in the work. And she's, I think, a very elite player. I think she's a future pro. And so hats off to her for sure. Maddie Shear is just a hooper. I mean, she's just gritty, tough, can score on 3 levels, and wants the ball in her hands, not afraid of the moment. And so just a really hard guard. And then I think with Russell, just her athleticism, quick first step. We're trying to play her as a driver, but even then she was able to get around our players and find ways to get to that pain, and just a really special athlete.
Coach, when Asia Petty went down at some point in the game, were you thinking of any plan to come up with to attack the game differently had she stayed out?
I wasn't looking at it as she'd be out long. She walked off the court. I thought she was going to be fine. I think my first thought is I hope she's okay. Certainly don't ever want to see a player suffer a season-ending injury, and so that was my first thought. But when I saw her walk off the court, I felt like she'd return, so there wasn't a lot of space in there to, get too far ahead of yourself.
Coach, how does a player like Haley Frank transform your game in the possibilities of what you guys can do?
Yeah, she's a warrior. She works so hard. She's the definition of a servant leader. She wants it so bad. She works so hard. She does things the right way. She gets in the gym. I think her leadership, her voice, she's really found her voice this year, which has been really cool. She's always led by example. But I think she's playing like a first-team All-SEC player. She's got some young players that she's surrounded by. We've got 2 seniors and then 2 freshmen and a sophomore. I think we might have the youngest starting 5 in the SEC. And just her leadership and her ability to bring people with her. She plays so hard, plays with a lot of passion, and certainly has had an incredible career.
Any more questions? All right, we're going to turn it over to you guys on Zoom. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
Robin, it looked like on the broadcast, Haley Frank was pretty emotional after this one. Just in a very physical game like this, where you guys were almost able to come back and break through in the final minutes, just what did you say to your team after this one?
Yeah, there's no magical words. I mean, everyone, I thought they emptied their tank. I thought we really battled back from, there was a point that we could have just laid down and we battled back and we made it a game. And it hurts when you put everything out there. Absolutely. But that's part of it. And then we've got to pick ourselves up and keep going. And, I think just like after, this is what we've committed to as a team, just to really be in the present. We think we've got a really special group of young ladies, and they work extremely hard. After Georgia, we said we're, next day we're 0-0, and after this game, that's got to be that same mindset. We just got to lean in, learn and grow, and this is the SEC. We had 3 really good quarters, and we had that second quarter that really came back to bite us. And so that 40-minute, just being on point with each other is so important. But it's a resilient group. I love that locker room. I love who's in it. I love battling with who I battle with every day. And we'll just dust ourselves off and go back to work tomorrow.
You mentioned that second quarter where you guys had that scoring drought, and then also it looked like it to start the fourth quarter, kind of a little bit something similar there too. Did Kentucky make any adjustments defensively that kind of led to that, or did it just come down to knocking down shots?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't want to take anything away from Kentucky. I think, they're just a really aggressive defensive team, and they defend really, really well. So I don't want to take anything away from them, but I think going back and watching film, we'll probably say we got some pretty good looks, especially in that second quarter. Rhythm threes that just didn't fall for us. And, that's a big thing that we hang our hat on, is our ability to score from that 3-point line. And tonight we didn't have it. We looked like a team that had just played a really tough Georgia team a couple nights ago, and didn't have maybe the fresh legs that Kentucky had coming off a bye game. They haven't played since Monday, but that is I love what Kyra's doing. I love how she coaches. She's got a great team. These girls played with a lot of grittiness, a lot of toughness. And so I don't want to sound like I'm taking anything away from them at all. I just, felt like we had some good looks that typically we're able to knock down.
Coach, you guys are down by 2 points with just over 30 seconds left. Kentucky gets the rebound. You decide not to foul. What went into that decision?
Yeah, we just felt like just trusted our defense and felt like we could get a stop that would leave us with a couple. And we told the officials we're going to rebound and call an immediate timeout. And felt like we had some good drops ready for situational stuff to advance the ball. But didn't want to take the chance of making it a 2-possession game, wanted to keep it a single possession game. And, they missed, we didn't get the rebound, and then put them on the free throw line.
Having them go to the free throw line was a problem for you guys. Just what was going wrong? What in your game plan weren't you able to execute that led to so many fouls?
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look. That was a little frustrating. I think we ended up with 4 players fouling out. So tough night. I mean, you look at the free throws, and those are just free points, 19 of them. And granted, they have to make them, right? But just unguarded shots. And then you lose a game that was a 2-possession game. And it's like, just we got to clean some things up. And tonight we really wanted to do a good job of being in the gaps and taking away the paint and making them play on top of us. And when you're in that kind of defense, we shouldn't allow them to get inside the paint to create those opportunities for fouls. But we didn't do a very good job of that tonight, and they certainly took advantage and did a good job getting those paint points.
Obviously not the result that you guys wanted tonight, but looking at the last 3 games, 2-1, very close, all of them. And then looking at the first 3 SEC games, what do you think has kind of been the difference in those 2-3 game stretches there?
I think SEC basketball, it's tough night in and night out. And, you could say we started SEC play it was a gauntlet for us. But the fact of the matter is there's no gimmies in the SEC. Everyone's going to bring their best shot. You're playing against some of the best. And, we start off with South Carolina and Alabama and LSU, but heck, anybody can beat anybody in this league. And I think it's just honestly huge for our young players to get that experience, to understand the intensity, just the importance of each possession, the environments that they're going to play in, and just learn and grow from those experiences. And I think our players are doing just that.
We'll take 1 or 2 more if you guys have them.
How much do you think these SEC games and these really close matchups are going to benefit your young lineup going down the stretch?
I think it's huge. I mean, there's no replacement for experience. And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we've got the youngest starting five in the SEC. And, it's just players that just haven't been in those situations before or faced, you're going from high school to college and playing in a really, really tough league. And so I think whether you win or lose, there's opportunities to take things away and learn and grow and get better. And I think our team's done a really good job of that after wins and after losses. And so we're not going to get hijacked by that scoreboard. We're going to stay true to who we said we're going to be. And if I know this team at all, they'll probably be in the gym shooting tomorrow, even though it's an off day. So they're grinders. They love the game. They love each other. And we got to roll up our sleeves and continue to go to work.
Last question.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate you.